The Crusader Kings Royal Court DLC adds a whole load of welcome additions to Crusader Kings not a moment too soon. This DLC update, combined with the free patch that I covered in my last video, add a suite of changes that I think you're going to really like, and I would almost go as far as to say that actually this update is almost required for any CK3 fan moving forward, from being able to sit in your own throne room, display your artifacts, and customize cultures like never before, and as I love to highlight my favourite feature, put somebody you don't like in the role of court jester. Force them to lose prestige, dance and sing for you. I mean, you can't get any better with court positions, another feature added in with this paid and free update. But in this video, I'm going to focus more on the paid features. This is about the Royal King, Royal Court DLC. And here you can see this is what it looks like as you jump in. If you are a king, dukes or tribal rulers, you'll be able to jump in and establish your own royal court. This is what it looks like when you jump into the throne room, and you're presented with a few different options. Up in the top left, there are essentially 3 different panels. You'll see gameplay from all of them throughout this video, as well as other features I'm going to talk about as we move through. From within the throne room, while you can sit here and admire what it looks like and also pan across and have a look at everybody, all of your courtiers and all your vassals, you'll also be able to hold court, this function. It'll commence the holding of your court for the first time, and you'll be presented with a variety of events or disputes. Now, these disputes can range from petty to grand. Literally, I had some farmer come in and tell me that some dude over the fence let some crows loose or something. So I just pulled out Excalibur and dealt with him, no problem. But then also you get some really big, complex problems, some grand issues between dukes within your realm, all of which of course is flanked and surrounded by the artifacts that you've got on display or that you're wielding in the inventory system that was introduced as part of the free update for this DLC, but really is made much better and brought to life by the paid Royal Court. Artifacts, cultures, weapons, everything that comes with this update. Here you can see me playing through the very serious business of holding the Royal Court of the Kingdom of Poland, currently at Court Grandier level 3, although you'll see me improve that later. The grandier system, sort of the grandness, if you want to be crude, how good your court is and how prestigious it appears to the others around it, is a system that is a little overinflated, i.e. it's a little easy to use maybe at the moment, but that shouldn't take away from what it does at its base level, and that is essentially assert the dominance of your court. And you can tinker this by changing the level of lodgings that you provide, i.e. is it a 5-star motel or a trailer park along the highway? What kind of food you're going to provide as well? Is it 5-star Michelin chef, or is it idiot sandwich? The choice at the end of the day is up to you. And all of this is accompanied by the new and the free updates that have added all of the different positions to the court as well. Of course, we always had the court physician. Now we have antiquarians, the people who will actually, the person who will take care of your artifacts, these things that you're displaying in your court, and reduce the rate at which they decay. There are a variety of other positions on offer as well, from Master of the Horse to that beloved jester role, a whole load of things on offer, and that is part of the free update, but again, seamlessly integrated into the massive suite of paid changes that the Royal Court DLC delivers. Let's move through and talk about the rest of those. You see, the DLC, the actual Royal Court itself, isn't just this trivial throne room, it's the way that you can customize it that also adds detail. At the moment, you can swap between having a diplomatic court or a scholarly court. Scholarly does sort of just look a little bit better to me, but I can see the absolute need for diplomacy as well. You can also change the court language, although this feels less impactful because it doesn't perfectly overlay with the rest of the systems, but I do like the way it plays out. The rest of the royal throne room is largely dedicated to displaying those artifacts. I like to put my big stupid banner behind my head and then fill out the rest as I went, and spoiler alert, I really did fill out the rest of this room as I went, although not in this playthrough because I'm saving this one perhaps for future live streams. If you'd like to check those out, I'll be streaming live on YouTube and Twitch as always. Anyway, moving on with the review. The culture system is this sort of other big element here that has been changed. Traditions added in with the free update, pillars and innovations coming through with the paid DLC, and really the required addition to make those cultural changes really implemented seamlessly here with the Royal Court. Here you can now hybrid or reform a culture if you're the cultural head, choose to sort of take leanings and learnings from the pillars and ethos around you, the languages that people speak, their traditions, the way of the land, if you will, and the people who have lived there as well. All of these go in together to shape a culture that you can hybridize. You can pull features and traditions from others and create your own. They'll become more cheaper if you have rulers and leaders who symbolize or sort of characterize the traits, and the opposite is also true. However, at the end of the day, if you've got enough money to spend, you can grab any of these traits. The other option is Divergence. If you're not the culture head and you want to split away or make your own thing, you can absolutely do that as well. The same system with language traditions is overlaid on top. It is a wonderful, customizable system that really helps bring what was a somewhat stagnant and a little boring of a system through. It surges it past the interest level of faith, in my opinion, and really supplants it as a fantastic system. Alone could probably warrant an expansion update. And then you remember all of this, the grandier. Here I am customizing the bland food and very few servants to try and lift up my level. And to be honest, at relatively low cost, I can't see why not. Let's splash a bit of cash for some lavish food and many servants, why don't we? And I think that sort of brings together everything that Crusader Kings 3 Royal Court is. It moves Crusader Kings in a very special way. It steps it and sort of breaks the mold a little bit. That mold that you can sort of fall into after you've spent 1 or 2 hours in Crusader Kings. Whether it's the inventory system that reminds you that you are a human, right? That's such an important part of CK3, playing a ruler, being your character, making decisions that they would make based off their traits, living their life. This allows you to do it even more by equipping that inventory, by customizing the culture that you lead, and then, bam! Break the mold, ditch the spreadsheet simulator, and jump into the throne room itself, where you live the decisions. You face the people who are asking you the questions, and from petty to grand disputes, with, to be honest, a really amazing variety of options, at least from what I've seen and heard so far. Combine that with court positions, artifacts, and the fact that you can create Excalibur, keep it safe, display it, and pass it down through generations, makes me really comfortable in saying that the Crusader Kings 3 Royal Court DLC is really an expansion that any Crusader Kings 3 player will enjoy. If you can afford to stretch for the cost of this DLC, I can only recommend it to you. It is truly fantastic, and I can't wait to see where they go from here. I'll be sure to be covering more Crusader Kings 3 right here in future. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.